Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, everyone. Virgil B. Cobalt here, and for episode 19 of Spilling the Tea, and I am joined with my guest, Kit the Fox.
Hello.
Wait, is it 19? No, wait, it's 18. Yes, 18.
Yeah, it's 18. I just double checked the
Uh,
thumbnail.
19's on. We're off to a good start. Episode 19, I'm filming on Monday. So, um, that's what's throwing me off. Okay, but welcome in. So would you like to give yourself a little introduction, if you wouldn't mind?
My name is Kit the Fox. I'm a caffeine connoisseur. I'm a variety streamer, and I run the Kit Cafe on Twitch. Play a lot of retro games, bit of variety, whatever my mood feels like.
Nice, nice, nice.
And I've been a VTuber for about almost 3 years now.
Oh, okay. Um, let's see. There's some follow-up questions I would like to ask for that, but that's on our list, so we'll be getting to
Sure.
those later. Um, oh, so now how this works is, so I have a list of set questions.
Okay.
But if anyone in chat would like to ask any questions, feel free to put those in chat. Um, there's not any like, other than as long as it's within TOS, feel free to ask it. Um, feel free to ask about most things. So, um, but
My chat knows that I'm pretty open-ended, so they're welcome to
yeah,
ask me almost anything.
yeah. So, what? So we're gonna hold it. Oh my gosh, I cannot word right now. So we're gonna get the ball rolling. We're just gonna start with some easy questions, some easy softball questions, and then um, uh, move on to stuff that's a little bit more complex or multi-stage questions. And there are some like, what is your favorite blank type questions. So
Okay.
if you can't pick a number one, like, absolute favorite, you can do like top two or three. That's fine.
Okie dokie.
Um, but we'll start off with what is your favorite color?
Favorite color? It's always bounced between like blue and purple. It depends on my mood, really.
Hmm. Um, and what is your favorite drink?
Favorite drink? My go-to is usually a Monster Energy, but if you want to know coffee, it's usually a hot mocha latte.
Hmm. Uh, what is your preferred tea?
I admittedly enough, I'm not one for tea as much. I have had some. Raspberry iced tea is usually my go-to. Uh, but in this fact stuns some people. But I actually had gunpowder tea before. It was interesting. I would like to try it again.
Oh, right. Yeah, gunpowder like stale green tea. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, very distinctive. And it's one of those things. There's a whole bunch of like varieties of tea out there, so it's kind of like gunpowder varies in quality. Yeah, this is true.
Yep.
Um, but it's one of those you could still get like some pretty. It's still easy to get some pretty like good stuff from even like just from Amazon. Um, normally the uh uh it's you know it's the nice thing about Amazon or whatever, especially, there's, as long as if something's highly reviewed or whatever, then it's probably going to be pretty,
Yeah.
you know, good. It's not a guarantee, but probably it'll.
You have a better idea of what other people think of it
Yeah.
versus somebody who's never been nothing's been something that's not been reviewed before.
Yeah. And of course, you can also like, it's those things when you're like reading actual like reviews of what people have put in there. You can always gauge about what they're saying about type of taste and stuff like that.
Yep.
To get a better idea than just you know seller's description. Um, which there's some good stuff I've come across out there that is absolutely like crap at giving like a description on what it is.
Granted, I've not had gunpowder tea in like 10 years, and I've been meaning to try to get to it again, but
I'd have to. It's been a while since I've. It's one of those things. If you're interested, I could like probably hit you up about like some recommendations after.
right.
Um, like after stream or whatever about it. If you're interested, just let me know. Teas are one of those things to where it's kind of like, I I I guess it's like some people when talking about, well, I don't really like beer, where it feels like a challenge on like trying to figure out what
I
they
people
like.
have done that. People have done that to me with beer too, and I cannot do beer.
Yeah. Honestly, with tea, I feel like it would be a bit um more successful because of their like the sheer like there's types of stuff of tea that it's like, wait, this is from the same plant, you've just processed it slightly different and it's from a different location. Yes. These two taste nothing alike. Exactly. I guess there are some beers like that when you get like at completely different ends of the spectrum, but there are like certain things where it's like if you don't like the taste of alcohol, then it's like it doesn't matter what type of trine you find, it's gonna be like a no. Let's see, uh, no southern. Let's see, Sir Don Silo is saying no southern sweet tea, and yes, I know them's are fighting words.
Hi, Acer. Yeah, I know. I'm not one for Southern sweet tea either. I probably enjoy sweet tea more than like unsweetened tea. I'll definitely give it a try, but eh.
That's gonna be one of those. It very much varies. Like, there's some places that have,
Depends on where you go.
yeah, like there's this is very much gonna. I guess it kind of depends or whatever, but there's like some places that they have really nice sweet tea or whatever. So like Raising Cane's comes to mind.
Okay.
If you've ever tried that, where it's you're not really going there
I'm
for the. It's a place that sells chicken tenders.
I don't think I have them up in my area.
Uh if you do find one, very much recommend. They have a very
Raising Cane's, you said?
yes, they have a very specific menu. It's like they serve. It's like we sell chicken tenders, and you can get our little meal thing that comes with coleslaw and some fries. Um, and that is
I
that is
just
what you have.
I just opened up their website and I just see Snoop Dogg on there. Okay.
Yeah, it is good. The best shit, even their sandwiches. Yeah, because they got the chicken tender itself is really nice, and then they have a sauce that is absolutely freaking delicious. That
Nope, there are none in my area.
oh sad. I don't know if you're ever moving through an area that has a Raising Cane's. That crap is bussin', as the young people would say.
Virgil, Virgil, I appreciate you. I respect you. Never use that again.
You did expect me to do that.
No, I didn't.
Uh, I, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot
No,
there.
it's fine. It's fine. It's like, uh, it's like how I don't, um, I don't really like curse a lot. So it just, when it happens, it kind of like will surprise some people. I know I was like I was playing, um, what was it? It was that Fuga Melody of Steel, where it's like the furry tank RPG game or whatever.
Gotcha.
Anyway, but I was just doing this going through it, whereas I was poning some tanks and all that stuff like that, and I was like, "Get wrecked, bitch!" And then someone in chat was like, "Virgil." uh. Anyway. What was it? Okay. Anyway. So, but yeah, if you I can find you some stuff on Gunpowder Tea. I'm trying to think when was the last time I had some of that. Man, it's probably been quite a while. Yeah. So probably 5 years at least now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, uh anyway, so next question would be what is your favorite dessert?
Favorite dessert. Quick and easy answer is chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. Always a
Mm.
favorite.
Oh yeah, I can't go wrong with that.
But I'm a sucker for like chocolate cake, pastries, anything with chocolate in it or vanilla.
Mm.
I told myself I was going to make pudding this weekend and I forgot to get the mix for it. Thank you for reminding me.
Let's see. Lapsang Souchong is a fun one to let people try. This is true. Honestly, and as a coffee drinker, I feel that would be something that would be interesting that you to find. It's a type of black tea, but it's smoked. Um,
Smoke dried over a pine wood fire?
yes,
I kind of want to try
yeah.
this.
So it has a very it had welcome in Gino the puppet. Um, it has a very distinctive it the taste is much milder than the smell would suggest. I will say, um, because the smell is very potent. If you like, especially well, if you like the smell of like smoked things, like smoked meats or various types of stuff, or campfire smells, you're like, this is great. You just keep some around to sniff it, at place times. Um, but the taste you still get some of that, but it's not nearly as. It's still very smooth and stuff. Uh, uh, saying it's my favorite iced tea, great with hot honey. Yeah, so it's a neat thing. You might want to try it just out of curiosity, and it's not something that's like you can find it like on online sellers pretty easily or whatever. It's not like something
Right.
case, it's a little bit more specialty, but it's still easier to find it. Um, um, but anyway, but now what is your favorite type of sauce?
All right, this one's going to be a controversial opinion. I'm not one for sauces.
Hmm.
Um, chicken nuggets, I don't dip them. Chicken tenders, I know, it's blasphemy. Ketchup, mayonnaise is fine on like my burgers and stuff. I actually have like like a special sauce sort of thing I use on burgers that kind of tastes like Big Mac sauce from McDonald's. But other than that, I'm not one for sauces really.
Sorry, I'm just
I
reading.
know.
I'm just reading the description of you just raw dog your nuts.
Yeah, yeah, that's Toad.
That is a
Toad.
wild phrase.
Yep. I heard that in her voice too. You want to know something even worse? So hashtag not sponsored, not endorsing or anything. But McDonald's just dropped their snack wraps again.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, I ordered them without ranch sauce. I know I'm a heathen, but I can't do sauce.
Mm.
And as I watched my entire follower base drop.
Uh, Getting canceled live on my stream. Okay,
Yep.
gonna get ready for the streamer apology video. Get out the ukuleles or whatever.
I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry for the actions I've taken. I'm sorry for eating my nuggets without any sauce.
Uh,
I love how my chat's rolling with this bit.
yeah.
I
I
apologize to your taste buds. I've tried. I honest to God, I've tried.
just
But my taste buds are just terrible.
as long as just tell me if you ever get the chance to try a Raising Cane's, you at least do try it with the sauce at one point. Which also works good on fries, but also welcome in Raiders.
Is that the Samantha Gamer 101?
Oh my gosh.
Who hurt you, Kit? Hi, bestie.
Welcome. We just learned that Kit here raw dogs his nuggies as chat put it.
See, Sam knows this. I actually had chicken nuggets with her once.
But welcome on.
And I literally ordered, and I made sure to give her my sauce packet.
But welcome in Raiders. Virgil B. Cobalt here, and I am doing my interview show. Spilling the tea, and we are with guest
Omega,
Kit the
I
Fox.
swear.
But yeah, I know you were playing the. I was in there, too, but you were playing the horse game. Did you manage to like? Wait. No, I messed it up. Crap! It's 101. Oh gosh. There we go. There's the hedgehog. But yes, thank you all so much.
Go! Oh my god!
Do you want me to do my my intro again, or?
Oh yeah, if you wouldn't mind, please.
For the Raiders, my name is Kit the Fox. I'm a variety streamer, caffeine connoisseur, and owner of the Kit Cafe.
Oh my god! I thought he got
Hey, Sam.
I thought that oh my god was part of the clip for a second there. Sorry, continue.
And I'm honored to be a guest on your show today.
Yes, we appreciate you. Yeah. And this is episode 18. I almost said 19 again. I was mid. This is episode 18 of it. So but let me make sure I catch up. Okay. But yes. And oh, thank you for the follow. Paul Joke. Excuse me.
Hi, Paul.
Paul _ joke. We're doing our second run of the horse game, so very proud so far. Nice.
Nice.
So it's been also on with So, you know, I never want to hear raw dogging and chicken nuggets in the same sentence again. Oh, thank you very much for the follow, Acerodons.
Ace Rodons.
Ace Rodons, okay.
Very good friend of mine.
But yes, so so just for those that knows, I do have a set list of questions that we've been going through. But if you happen to have any questions of your own, feel free to put those in the chat, and you know, just keep it within TOS, and we should be able to get to it. So, but anyway, the next question is, what is your favorite type of pizza?
Okay, I'm not as boring with pizza. Go-to is always pepperoni, but I do a good pepperoni and green peppers
Mm-hmm.
for a pizza. That's usually my go-to. I also have onions if they're available, but I usually don't because that costs extra.
Mm. Yeah, green onions are a nice topping. One thing.
Do I put sauce? Yes, I have tomato sauce on the pizza. I'm not that much of a heathen.
No, you just eat the dough.
Just dough and cheese. There are people that do that. It's called a white pizza. Just crust and toppings.
Or no, just crust, nothing else.
I do see a question in chat. Why a fox?
Oh yes.
I don't know. It's when we were designing the character with my friend. I just really liked Fox has always like stuck out to me for some reason. Like I could be a hedgehog, but like there's so many hedgehog characters. And I just like the fuzziness of foxes, I guess.
Okay, but this does make me want to ask though this does bring up a question to mind.
Okay.
So what does the fox say?
I can't be mad. There's another streamer I follow who used to have a sound alert where she terribly sings that song, and it's kind of and now when anybody redeemed it, now she thought of me, so she's taken it off. But anytime I like say hi and pop in her chat, that sound alert goes off.
I'm sorry, that is such a the sad part is there's going to be some people, some of the really young people in chat who are like, what is that? What was that about?
Don't make my fur gray, Virgil. Do not turn my fur gray. I know. I have people who don't know, somebody in my where I work didn't know what Gangnam Style was, and I'm just like, that was like the biggest thing, like 10 plus years ago. I'm old.
Cries in 36.
Cries in 35.
Oh, okay, I'm the old man in this conversation.
Okay. Not by much, old man.
Okay, wait. There was a Sam asked a question. If you wanted to rebrand, what would you rebrand to and why?
It's a good question and something I've never actually considered. I honestly don't have an answer for that. As pre-kit, I went through several phases of the different themes and stuff, and they just never really like stuck. But now that I'm where I'm at with like the coffee loving fox, I really don't want to change at the moment. I wish I could give you a better answer, but I don't. Sorry, that's not the answer you're looking for, Sam. But I'm going to ignore Nocturne's question.
Yeah. Why is there... Sorry, I'm now distracted by the fact that there are models that are in like, the alt... What is that? Where it's like the reverse color thing?
Like alternate colors?
Yeah, it was like,
Oh.
where it's like, you know, like in It's like if Dio does the time freeze thing or whatever, where it's that
Gotcha.
type of
The
thing.
inverted colors. I
Right,
couldn't tell
yes.
you.
There are several characters of inverted colors. That's weird. Sorry, there was
The
I have
ADHD kicks in.
I've never gotten an ADHD diagnosis, but it would not
Oh,
surprise me. Um,
I did at a very young age, and it's never gone away.
yeah, I got the TISM diagnosis at as a young person or whatever at a young age, not
That
that the ADHD. Well,
I was I was never diagnosed for autism. Um, but if I was, it'd answer a lot of freaking questions.
yeah, and it was. Let's see. Of course, at the time, so I actually got. It was like when I was in sixth grade, so like 11 or 12 or whatever. But it was. But at the time, and
Not
this is
like
once going like with that age question, because this would have been about
2001, 2002. No, 2000 for you.
no, it would have been like 2000. I think it was like 2003, 2004, something like that. Um, uh, but I got the uh it was actually the diagnosis of Asperger's.
Mm.
So of course, which nowadays is just under the autistic spectrum, but it is one of those. So yeah, 10 years later, I think it would have just been on the spectrum as well. But that's anyway. Someone watching this is learning that's watched me maybe for a bit, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, this explains so much about you." And I'm like,
Yep.
"Yeah."
Yeah.
Um. Uh. Let me see. Okay. There was other questions. I'm pretty sure. Uh. Uh. Nocturne is asking. I've heard rumors you are part pear. Is that
God,
true?
God damn it. No, I'm not a pair. That was the question I wanted to ignore. It's an inside joke.
I had a suspicion, but I asked it anyway.
Fair, fair.
Because I am that
That's
kind of
fair.
interviewer.
You're good. Hi, Nocturne. Nocturne's a very good friend of mine. I've known him for like 12 years now. I've lost count. Those cheeks they have there. Damn. I'm sorry that this is what your interview is turning into, Virgil.
Is it pear fruity potato?
Yeah, see, Gino's onto something there.
Uh, Wait. Sam says it does. Is that what you're? So you ever going? It's like oh, so Sam, did you just learn I had the autism official as far as an official diagnosis, and as opposed to just you going there? I think Virgil has the autism. I'm not sure, but I think so. I'm sure I have that.
Like I said, I probably also would have had it at some point. Again, it would have explained a lot of my growing ups. My mother always used to say, I used to walk to the beat of a different drummer, and that's how I've decided to live my life, do things my way.
And that drummer is an oboist. That's friendly fire on my part. Okay, so that's
You're fine. You're fair.
I remember. I forget the name of this comedian, but like she had a absolute like brilliant like example of what it's like being autistic, and I was like, I feel this answered my soul. But she was like, so being autistic is like being at a party and you're the only one that's sober.
Yep.
Or alternatively, everyone's sober and you're the only one that's drunk. I'm like, I feel that.
Spells that.
Yeah, It's like, yeah, that's about right. That feels about right. I don't think anyone has heard of the spectrum. Yeah, everybody's got their kind of little whatever. Um, like especially because there's a lot of people that have the one hobby that it's like I'm. They may be completely like typical in every other aspect, but they have like one hobby that's like I like the classic dude in his basement with model trains. Just
So some people, one joke I've seen on some social media. Some people were given the good at math autism. Some were given the good at art autism. I was given the obsessed with Sonic the Hedgehog autism.
oh, that's the primo autism.
The primo autism.
Uh, I didn't realize it uh to like later in life, but like I technically like as a little kid because I very much enjoyed the Sonic the Hedgehog on the OG Sega Genesis.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm really age flexing right now. Um
I just did a whole couple marathons of Sonic 1 CD, 2 Spinball, and then a whole stream of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, so I feel you.
yeah. But we but yeah, it was like really liked it and really liked the art stuff like that. So like I actually drew little pictures of that. So I didn't realize it didn't hit me till like, much later that I was like, wait a minute. As a small child, I did Sonic the Hedgehog fan art.
Growing up, I actually had a very old How to Draw Sonic the Hedgehog book that I just pulled out of storage too. I just found it.
Welcome in, Panther Casey. Welcome on in.
Hi, Casey.
Okay. And then let's see, Sam. Hey, did we answer this question? Why did you start? Okay, why did you start streaming? No, we have not done that question yet. So
Why did I start streaming? So recently I found out I've been streaming for more than 8 years. But the actual start is a bit hazy. Before Twitch became as big as it is, I wanted to stream on Twitch, but the delay of it between like me versus somebody else, it was absolutely terrible. Not suitable for playing like Jackbox or anything. But so there were competitors at the time. One of them was called Hitbox.tv. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go against the norms. I'm going to choose this service instead. And so I streamed on Hitbox for a while, and their stream delay wasn't bad. I started streaming to play as Jackbox games with friends. Excuse me. And it's just like, I feel like playing some other games with an audience. Then Hitbox got sold out to a company that put more focus on like esports and stuff, which they folded about a year or two after. So if that tells you how well that went. So me and my buddy Grant jumped ships over to Twitch at the time because there was no escaping it. That was going to be the place to stream. And I've seen so many other companies come and go.
Oh yeah.
But it was growing up, I was always the entertainer. I was always the one to try and make people laugh. And so I figured, why not use my love for video games to do that? So I was streaming under a different name for a good 5-year-ish years, going through several different phases, different themes. Nothing really stuck. I didn't really have a community to be a part of. And then one summer in 2022, after my friend Casey the Cat helped me design Kit the Fox as the character, I told myself, what if I became a Sonic OC VTuber? There's not many of those around that I've seen. Mind you, this is before I met anybody like Zack and Sonic or Sam or Lunar Wolf Math or any of them. I literally started being like, I've seen like VTubers around because we were just coming out of lockdown. So like everybody was like turning to Twitch for entertainment. So I did some research. I saw like maybe one or two videos of them, but not like a lot of them. This is also like this idea came to me also like right after Sega started also doing the VTuber idea with like their Sonic model.
Mm-hmm.
The precursor to the Tails tube. And so I said, frick it. I did a subathon for like a couple days to raise money. Found somebody on Fiverr. And they made the model that you see today.
Nice. Yeah.
And then I rebranded everything to become Kit the Fox. And then I joined an awesome community, and I got to meet so many fantastic, amazing people. And through those connections, I've met even branched out. That's how I met you, Virgil.
Oh yeah, it's been a pleasure to meet you, and it's a pleasure to have you on here. And
It's been a pleasure to meet you as well.
oh, thank you very much for the follow.
Oh,
Bob-
that name.
Bob.
Nope. Nope.
Bob Hedesy? Hey, how does?
Nope. That's a PH, so an F sound. Think it out before you say it. Trust me.
Bo
I'll DM you.
Fadis?
Nope. There.
But
Yep, you got it now.
okay, I that is clever. I feel I'm just reporting myself, but there's exactly. But I feel the need to report myself on that me taking fear because so the streamer Gabi Lin but it took me way too long. It took me like several months before it hit me. Wait, Gabi Lin, Goblin. Oh, there it's very similar. Whatever.
Ace Attorney like names. God dang it.
It literally took like a couple months or something like for that light to hit, and I was like, oh, okay. Wait, did Sam just figure it out?
Damn. Damn. Anyways, to continue my little story, I told about a couple of years ago. I told my mother what I do on the side now, and she's very old school. She's very like she's not up with the times, I guess. And I explained it to her. She's like, "Why are you a fox? Why can't you just be you?" I'm just like, "Well, Mom, growing up, haven't you ever realized that I basically am a walking cartoon character, even in real life?" And she's like, "You know what? That's fair. Carry on." I tell people I get to be basically a cartoon character to try and make people laugh, and that's why I stream. And then people have also told me that they'll even just put me on in the background just for like background noise, and I am more than happy to provide that for them if they need someone to listen to while making dinner or something comforting to listen to go to sleep. I'm here to help.
It's nice. And don't worry, Sam. If it's any consolation, Like, how long did it take me to figure out? So it was like into close to 3 years in my streaming career where I finally figured out what a display port is and that it's actually an video port thing that you can hook up and use for a monitor. Um, so I was only aware of the HDMI and the old VGA stuff. I was not aware of the display.
Yeah, I admittedly I've been using DisplayPorts for like a couple years now, but I was always stuck to the tried and true HDMI. I'm just getting to the modern age of computers.
Yeah.
I just built, thanks to with the help of Sam and so many friends, I finally built like a modern computer nowadays.
Mm,
I've learned what a M2 drive is. I have a graphics brick now, and I'm like, none of this technology makes sense to me anymore, and I feel like I'm getting old.
yeah. Now I actually do. I have one monitor on an HDMI and the other on a display port because of but I switched to DVI when DisplayPort took off.
I used Divi for a while.
Yeah. Oh, but also, thank you very much for the follow, Luna 23. Also, wait, I forgot I need to do something. Hold on.
Holding on.
I got okay. Yeah, and
But Sam, I hope that helps. That answers your question.
yeah. And Casey, you're getting a follow specifically because you have a VV emote, and we are VV fans on this channel. So
I would love to have a 4 monitor setup. I don't have the space for it. I need a new desk.
I could see myself maybe using 3 if I had like solid like setup. But man, I don't think I could do 4. I don't think my brain could process.
I probably could. Though I would need to get brand new monitors. I kind of want one of those vertical stands where you have one widescreen on the bottom, one on top. I think it'd be the coolest thing ever. I could make that work.
VV's best black mage, yes. Um. Okay. So next question on the list. Although we did answer like some of the questions I technically have on my list through this, we just did them some out of the order. But
Sorry.
no worries. I mean they were asked on the channel, so I want to make sure we get those and that the people who asked them got to hear the answer. So we're good. We're moving along fine. But so it'd be a favorite book.
Favorite book.
I will count light novels and graphic novels if you want to use those.
I'll be honest. Oh, I said something drop. Where'd it go? I'll be honest. This is more of a problem as well for me growing up. I was not much of a reader. Blame the ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
I did get into manga a bit growing up. I have a couple Doctor Who novels that I enjoy, but I can't say I have a favorite book.
There isn't like maybe a manga series that particular like stuck with you or captured your attention.
This is going to be more of a controversial take, and I won't go into why, but my first one that I read and I really enjoyed, and I loved it outside of the problems, was Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I grew up with the anime, so it's one of those,
I love the anime is so good. I have a shelf full of like different manga that I need to get into. I've been reading Initial D Volume 1, the big collection of 1 through 1 and 1, 2, 3. So I've been reading through that.
But yeah, it's one of those. It's a cool story. I grew up watching it on like things, so it's just unfortunate about the author turned out to be a creep, but
Mhm.
so and we'll leave it at that. But It's sadly one of those things. To be honest, there's probably a lot of various artists and media people that have not gotten their hands caught on in the
Yeah.
cookie jar
Can't have
in
anything
4K.
nice.
So um, it's one of
Moving
those.
on.
Sometimes it's best just don't think about it too hard. Uh, let's see. That's how I feel messing around with PCs and routers now. I installed the Wi-Fi on my fans as a teen. Now, nope, I can't even imagine doing it now. Building a PC from the ground up, or now nor building a PC from the ground up. Uh, okay. So, what would be a favorite movie?
Favorite movie. I do have a couple. The biggest one favorite movie of all time would have to go to Ghostbusters. Because I
Mm-hmm.
watched it as a kid, and it's one of those that always stuck with me and always makes me laugh every time.
Mm.
I've been to the firehouse where the
Oh.
Ghostbusters firehouse is filmed. Um,
Did you meet Slimer?
no, I did not meet Slimer.
Oh.
I'd love to drive that Cadillac someday, though.
Mm. Yeah, that's a neat vehicle. That was a neat just movie vehicle. It's very iconic and stands out. Um, did you get to use the pole?
So here's a fun fact about that. The exterior and the interior are filmed separately. The interior of the Ghostbusters is not inside that same building. I forget where that set is off the top of my head. I know somebody that might know, but I'm not gonna go look it up. But the exterior is New York,
Hmm.
whereas the interior is a separate set.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess that's honestly kind of not that surprising. So it's kind of a letdown, but it's not that surprising, I guess, because
What
then
you
you'd have to fitting in a camera crew and all that movie equipment,
Yep.
filming in a.
I I've peeked inside there, inside the actual firehouse. It's very cramped.
Oh yeah.
The movie is far wider than the space actually gives. To answer Toad's question, what I think of the Ghostbusters reboot. If you're talking about 2016, I didn't like it. Not because of there being all female Ghostbusters. I thought that was a cool idea, but the writing of it was just not great
Hmm.
in general. Now, if you're talking about Ghostbusters Aftermath, the most recent reboot of it, I want to make sure I have the right one. I saw it once. I enjoyed it. Afterlife, excuse me. Ghostbusters Afterlife. I enjoyed Afterlife.
See, good idea.
It's very.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh God.
I was just reading the comment. Good idea. Poor execution. Where it's
Yeah.
yeah, you run into a lot of that where it's just sort of like there's honestly ideas that come out that like in some that aren't necessarily like that's like could be good ideas, whether it's isn't showed or something like that, but they don't really take advantage of them. Like in a genuine sense or whatever, like in a really cool way. They just kind of like they're just kind of doing it maybe to like for the novelty of it.
Yep.
Like
Instead of
what if we made the all Ghostbusters all female, where it's like, okay, that could bring an interesting dynamic. How do we want to work this out? Work this out? What?
yeah.
Can't we just
It was
make it money off of?
yeah.
It's the
It was pandering
Ghostbusters,
to
but
make
the
it was pandering to
girls.
make money. Now
It's
I
so
don't.
crazy. Watch the movie now. We don't have now. We can just make the money. We don't have to put any thought in this film in this now.
The all-female Ghostbusters idea is not a bad idea, and I'm totally down with
Yeah,
it if it wasn't a complete pandering mess.
yeah.
Now, Ghostbusters Afterlife, I will recommend.
Hmm.
It's definitely a good connection to the original films.
Hmm. Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money. I hope that's good. I
Same.
it's either going to be I was talking to my brother about it the other day and I was like, this is either going to be amazing or just a cringe fest, I feel. That's like my feeling in my gut. I'm like, so I don't know. I feel it's going to be either those two, one or the other. We're either going to be like, oh my gosh, Mel Brooks has still got it. This is great. Or we'll be like, why didn't you stay retired?
Yeah.
I need brain bleach. Um, yeah.
Excuse me.
Okay. We got coming up in when I legit didn't know Mel Brooks was still gay. Yeah, he's one of those guys that it's like, yeah, because he's way
It's
up
gonna be
there.
sad when he. It's gonna be sad when he passes.
Yeah. Sadly, there are those people that you're kind of like, they're still alive. you, you haven't, it's not the like out of, it's just more of like, you haven't thought about him in a while. And that then you just kind of like, huh, I just would have assumed they would have kicked the bucket by now. you know? So, because the last thing he did previously was was remaking The Producers, and that was dang, that was a while back for sure. That's like 15 years old at this point. Actually, honestly, even older than that, I think. So, uh, Fantasy Game felt kind of gratuitous an execution, in my opinion. Was he involved in the History of the World reboot? I felt like that came out. Wait, there was a History of the World reboot? Hold on. I need to Google
Yeah,
this.
I'm looking it up as well. Yeah, there was a History of the World part. I do remember hearing about another History of the World part two,
Oh,
which premiered in 2023. That's correct.
I feel like it may is okay. Written and produced by Mel Brooks, Wanda Sykes, Nick Kroll, Ike Barinholtz, and David Stassen.
From what I'm gathering, it got a good review. Not bad, not great.
Okay, I'll have to look that up
Same.
nervously at some point. It's on Hulu. I won't be watching it at Hulu. I will not say it where I'll be watching. Hee hee. But I will be using ExpressVPN.
Oh, jeez.
Insert.
Insert sponsor here.
Yeah. Bro, I would take an ExpressVPN sponsorship. At that point, it would be. I would be regaining some of my money. uh, I don't trust certain things and stuff.
Yep.
So, uh, uh, okay. So we got to do an ad break, but then we'll be right back with questions. It'll be a 3-minute ad break, so we don't have to deal with pre-rolls. So if you need a restroom or drink or anything like that, that would be a good time. And once again, we are taking questions. So if you have any, feel free to think some of those up while we're on the break. So we'll do that, and I will see y'all in just 3 minutes. So bye bye. Hello and welcome back, everyone.
Hello, welcome back.
Thank you for your patience during the ad break. Um. Okay, let me see. Did we get someone got an ad for dementia awareness? Okay, that's an interesting ad to get on Twitch. Although I still think the wildest ad that I've ever seen, like for Twitch, is um, it was like it was when Helldivers 2 came out. So there were a
Uh-oh.
number of people playing it, and then cut to ad for the Navy for the
Ah,
USA. I'm like, uh, uh, that that was a thing. Or was it the Navy? I can't remember which branch it was. I think I want to say like Navy. It might have been the Marines or whatever. So that's um okay. Well, let's see. There was I have a couple questions as I get started. I'm like, what if I ask something that's already been asked?
I
But don't
can
worry.
give a quick, short form response if you did
Yeah, so
ask.
just
If it was asked before.
just go ahead and get the question. That's fine. Um, but so in the meantime, while you're typing those, um, so what is your favorite TV series? And now, as when I say TV series, I'm including like I would include series that would be I'm basically things that are like episodic. So nowadays, just even if it just appeared on like a streaming service, that would be, that would work or whatever. Or even like if it was a YouTube series, I would count that.
So, oh, sorry.
No, no, no. I was finished. So I was just saying I would count that as well.
The biggest one at the moment was a big hyperfixation of mine back in college, and it kind of stuck with me to this day. But Doctor Who,
Mm.
specifically from the 2005 to 2013, I want to say.
So that would have been under 10.
2014, excuse me. That would have gone from the Ninth Doctor through up to the 12th Doctor. I've
Okay.
not watched all of the 12th Doctor episodes. I started to. I have my issues with it, but I'm going to try and get through them again.
Mm.
I've seen bits in other episodes in between from there to now. So, but that was always like I don't watch much TV. Again, blame the ADHD.
Mm.
That's one of the ones that I really sat down and enjoyed.
Okay. Let's see. Bridget
Um,
asking, so how exactly do you like your coffee?
Covered in chocolate and lots of milk.
Yeah, because you said mocha
I
latte would honestly be was like one of your
about
favorite drinks.
correct.
But if you're just ordering like a coffee, you would just want a whole bunch of milk in it.
Yeah, I don't drink like regular brewed coffee, unless it's like flavored.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody runs a coffee shop doesn't like bitter coffee. Go figure.
Um, let's see.
I'm gonna give a secondary answer because this is more of a
Hmm?
to the secondary answer to the TV show question.
Uh-huh.
Just because I wanted to, it's an obscure one and I wanted to put it out. But I know one or two people in this chat that know it. But does anybody else remember an old cartoon called Reboot?
I know what you're talking about. I don't think it's one of those things I didn't really watch growing up, but I'm very much aware of it.
I am very normal about that show. And I watch through the series like once, like at least like once a year or something.
Mm.
There's a dragon in my wagon and
Oh,
hi, Vinny.
Oh, thank you very much for the follow, Game Boy Void. Thank you very much. Let's see. What show did you say? He said reboot. So, cause let's
Good
see.
luck Googling that. Oh no, it's actually the first Wikipedia option.
Oh,
I
okay.
got.
Well, there
Or
we
second
go.
Wikipedia. Keep in mind, it is not the 2022 series. There's nothing to do with that. I'm gonna send that to you.
Okay. Yeah, it was from the yes, 90s.
Yep.
Um, what channel did that show up on?
That started on ABC. Wait, where, Virgil? I should start first. Where are you from, Virgil? The States?
Yes.
So it started on ABC,
Mm-hmm.
and then ABC dropped it after season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mainframe Entertainment continued it in Canada and European territories. And then Cartoon Network picked up season 3 like 2 or 3 years later.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I vaguely remember, like, showing, like, Cartoon Network, I think. So, uh, all right. But, let's see. So the next question I have, what would be your favorite musician?
That depends on how I'm feeling. Um, if you're talking about like normal stuff you'd probably hear anywhere, it'd have to be Yellow Card. Um, Ocean Avenue, Rough Landing Holly, Lights and Sounds were all some of my favorite songs growing up.
Okay, those were all
It
by the group Yellow Card?
correct. I was definitely one of those pop punk kids in high school.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like the more nerdcore, I also listen to like a lot of nerdcore artists. The Megas is definitely one of my favorites. Do a lot of they do like lyrical adaptations of like of songs.
Mm-hmm.
History Repeating, both Blue and History Repeating Red are probably my favorite albums from there. Definitely recommend them.
Mm. So that does go in my next question of, and what is your favorite album?
History Repeating Blue, History Repeating Red, as well as the Lights and Sounds album from Yellow Card.
Mm.
There was another one I was listening to recently, and my brain is blanking on it for some reason. Oh, not here's another one I definitely recommend. The Protomen, Act 2, The Father of Death. Act 2 acts as a prequel to their first album, and I prefer it over their first album.
Mm.
I'll put it in chat.
Oh, okay, thank you. But getting into so now we're getting into some gaming questions. But what is your favorite game?
This is going to be one of those where I don't have a number one answer.
Well, yeah, you can do like
Um,
2 or 3 or whatever. That's fine. Like I said earlier, so it's fine. No worries.
the one that stuck with me the most will always be Sonic 2.
Mm.
That's the one I grew up, the first Sonic game I played growing up, and it's always been a favorite of mine. Other comfort games include Crash Bandicoot 2 for the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to call this one modern, but then I forgot it released in like 2010 or something. Borderlands 2 will always be one of my favorite written games.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, let's see. I'm also one of like a dozen people that actually love Sonic Spinball, so take that with me. And finally, Tales of Symphonia,
Mm.
because it's like the JRPG I've put the most time into. A lot of people think I've been putting a lot of hours in Vesperia, which I've been playing for like the last year. No, growing up, I have like over 100 hours in Symphonia for GameCube. I wish
Yeah,
I could find that memory card.
let's see. I Yeah, I grew up I grew up playing that as well, Tales of Symphonia. And in fact, I actually so yeah, this past year, I forget when that was, like what month, but um well, I actually did a playthrough of Tales of Symphonia, like revisiting or whatever that. So that was really cool. Um it's really neat, like going back and revisiting titles and stuff that you grew up playing and
Yep.
enjoyed up a whole lot. Um, because it's that sort of like you're like kind of re-experiencing a lot of stuff, and of course it's definitely like a walk down memory lane, but also you're you're also getting the chance to appreciate the piece of media as an adult, like
Yep.
many years later. So there's a lot of stuff that it's like you're how you're interpreting it. You're kind of interpreting it at those two levels, one through your childhood memories, and then like as an adult approaching a piece of media, which is a very interesting experience. uh let's see, my brother and I would play it with GameFAQs walkthrough pulled up to make sure we got all the secrets and side quests. Yeah, I actually think I actually did have a strategy guide for that one, I'm pretty sure. um uh
I would love to find the strategy guide for Tales of Symphonia, not for the secrets, but because strategy guides back in that era always had like some really cool art.
Yeah, they really did put they looked nice. Like just in general, they always put a lot of effort into them. So they just look, using game art and stuff like that. They always were like really neat. Um, let's see. I've got over 500 hours in Stalker.
I'm curious. Let me open up Steam.
Let's see.
I'm not going to count this as like my most played games. But I'm curious what I have the most hours in. Except I don't know where I'd find that. I'm going to guess.
Oh,
Give
you're
me some
wanting
of
to
this.
look, if you go to Steam, like if you on your library, if you go to all games,
Yep.
do sort
Yep.
by hours played.
There's the filter option. Nope. How do I actually sort the? Oh, there we. No.
Yeah, library, and this like right next to the all games button, there should be sort by. You just click on that, and it'll do a drop down. Hours played is one of the options. I can try to screenshot it.
The top two, I'm assuming that would show up is going to be VTube Studio, of course, and I think Final Fantasy 14. I have at 1,800 hours, which for how long I've owned the game is actually not a lot.
But were you able to figure it out, or were you just kind of, let's see? Because
Nah,
I got.
I'm
Hold on, I did a screenshot for you.
Oh, I'm not even looking there. Okay. Let's
Yeah, library, and then you'll
sort
scroll down
by
some.
hours played. Yeah, over 100 hours. I only have four. It's Final Fantasy 14, VTube Studio, Killing Floor 2, and Tabletop Sim, which is nowhere near the others. Interesting. Okay. Oh, that's
Obvious.
just my favorites. Hang
Yeah.
on. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, on mine, obvious, like, not counting VTube Studio, but, like, my top one is VR chat.
Yep,
Four,
that's up there too.
at four,
I just fixed it to go to all VR chat's up there.
yeah, 451 hours, and then, like, I have Stardew at 306 hours, 306.7 hours. Although that's not the entire time I played it, because I had played it, like, on my tablet, so that's obviously not counted there. So that would be higher. And then 3 is Crusader Kings. That Crusader Kings 3 at 253 hours.
Yeah, I've got Steam VR, then Final Fantasy 14 VTube Studio, VR chat, not counting Wallpaper Engine. Killing Floor 2 and Killing Floor 1 are up above about 170 hours each, followed by TF2.
Mm.
This is fascinating to look at, though.
Yeah, it is one of those things that it's interesting to see how many, like, there's some set that it's I would have thought I'd have more hours in that, or or
A,
things like I have that many hours in that.
a lot of this is some of this is not accurate. Some of these games I've played a lot on consoles as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, Borderlands 2, I started playing as a Xbox 360 game.
Right.
So Vesperia, I'm up to 74 hours, and I'm still not done with that game.
Yeah, let's see. Favorite TF2 class.
So you'd think I would be good as a sniper, because that's usually the class I play in Borderlands. No, I'm actually terrible as sniper in TF2. Usually I will play either engineer or heavy. I am heavy weapons guy.
Okay. Next question I have is, so what is your favorite game character?
Sonic's too easy of an answer. Um, Favorite game character? That's a very deep question. Ooh. First one that comes to mind is Lloyd Irving from Tales of Symphonia, because he's an idiot. He really is, but he has a good heart.
Mm-hmm.
That I'll probably put that as my answer, because again, Sonic's too easy of an answer.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy Lloyd and not Daddy
Yeah, I
Crow.
was reading that.
God damn it! I wish I could play Kratos better. Kratos is too slow. I'm not good as the Magic Knight classes, because you're either casting spells or using sword techniques, and you only have 4, maybe 6 spell slots to use.
Let's see. Oh, Pop Turtles is going to. Do you feed your medic sandwiches, or do you savor sandwiches?
I don't use the sandwich item, actually. I don't play TF2 meta, so if I'm like not playing it correctly, it'd bite me.
Okay, but next question is, what is your favorite non-curse word?
Favorite non-curse word. I feel like chat would yell at me if I don't mention fantastic. I use fantastic so much, and people have called me out on it. I use shenanigans as well, yeah.
Mm.
But no, I use fantastic a lot.
What about chicanery? For with the shenanigans and chicanery, or chicanery and shenanigans?
Nah, not so much.
Uh, okay, what is your least favorite word?
It's almost like you're a Doctor Who fan or something. Shut up, Vinny. I don't know how to answer that question, Virgil. War Worcestershire is probably up there because it's such a terrible word to spell and a terrible word to say.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give that as my
Yeah.
answer.
There's some of these like answers like with some of these questions that it's one of the interesting things that I is to see how people take some of these questions, because like I there are kind of like the two ends of the spectrum on like least favorite words, where it's some like either a response that there's this word that it like represents something like very negative and stuff like that, or
True.
just I really hate the word moist.
I knew you were going to bring up moist. I actually don't have an issue with moist.
Yeah, I don't either. Those
I
are
knew moist was going to be an answer somewhere.
those are it is like the duality of man type question right there. One team. There's this word that's a borderline slur to me that's just like, well, if you go that I hate moist. It's just the duality. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, no, like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Wait, you said the two, Sam.
Yeah, that's funny. That's just funny.
Oh, okay.
If I could travel anywhere in the world, no limitations, where would I want to go? I have three answers for that. Two of them are kind of easy answers, but I've always wanted to visit Japan.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's like tourist trap spot now, but
I feel that depends on where you would go in Japan, partly though.
yeah, I never really thought that deeply into it, knowing that I'll never afford it. So it's never something that I've like seriously planned out. Pokemon Center, definitely, Vin. I would love to visit the Japanese Pokemon centers. Um, I definitely want to visit England. I've always been having watched Doctor Who and then getting into more like British television. I've always been fascinated with how things are done over there, and I've always just want to like experience it. And the third answer would be Germany, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I took German classes in high school as one of those required learning things. Everybody took Spanish, and I didn't. I wasn't everybody, but all like the really smart kids took Latin. I'm not that smart, so I went down the middle. I took German. I don't remember much from those classes. It's been far too long, but
Don't go to England in the summer. They have no AC, so there's no escape. I imagine there's probably going to start seeing more like AC installation or like unit installation in places like the UK and Northern Europe. I feel that's going to be because there's been like they've had 2 summers now in a row where it's gotten up there. It's gotten very like high temps, I believe.
I wouldn't mind Ireland too.
Mm.
Not thinking about it.
Yeah,
but again, that's one of those things that I'm never going to be able to afford to travel to. So fun to think about. Logistically, a nightmare.
Yeah, that is one of those things where it's like if I had the opportunity, I think I would like to go like definitely the UK. Not so much because I honestly wouldn't be that much very interested in London itself. More of like other places, especially Scotland, or you know,
God!
or just other parts of England and stuff like that. Like this, I would be. It would be kind of. It's kind of similar a bit to like me in like Japan, to where it would be like a cool place to go to. But I really wouldn't want to go to Tokyo that much. There would just be it would be like way too much like city for me. Whereas so
See,
like
I'm a city boy. I love going to New York City. I've always been a city boy, so like city walking and like that environment does not bother me as much as you'd think it would.
mm, I think I'd feel in terms of like cities I think I would probably like be more interested like in going to like a place like Osaka, to where it's a modern city but it's like also not as, and also there's like a lot of just foodstuffs and stuff like that. So um and then as far as like culture or whatever, like for all the hysterical value, some like Kyoto would be really cool. Tokyo itself just doesn't have as much appeal as those other two would for me.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I think Hokkaido would be a nice place to go and visit, especially when the lavender is in bloom. Oh yeah. Um so because there's just a lot of stuff that would be like interested to see, that would just be like, you know, it would be really unsurprisingly, I would be really interested in seeing like, seeing like all the tea plantations and stuff they have, you know, getting to actually see some of those in person would be neat, would be really cool. So, um, but okay, South Korea is just nice to visit too. Yeah, there'd be some really nice places there too. A lot of the stuff when I think about it, I think scenery wise, and not as much on odd cities or whatever. Um, uh, let me see. Um, what is your favorite curse word?
That's not a question I expected to be asked.
That's why I had to specify. That's why I have the two specified questions or whatever of what is your favorite non-curse word, and then I have the other. These are
Chat,
my
chat, you all
questions.
hear me swear on my channel. What would you say, like, the one I use the most is? Thanks to being guests on like other streamers' channels who are like more family friendly, like Zonic and stuff, I've started using less sweary curse words like frick, beans, um,
Mother fluffer.
thank you, Vinny. Yeah, I use that one a lot. I wouldn't say they're a favorite, they've just been conditioned in my head. I'm trying to be better about swearing. I try to make fun swears, like calling people bellends. I use peckneck.
I censor myself with Peck because I hadn't time.
Such a good game. So I wouldn't say I would have like a favorite. I just use like the fuck a lot.
Hmm. Yeah, kind of with my upbringing or whatever. So I use a lot of like replacements itself. So when I do, it kind of um uh uh it kind of takes people off guard or whatever. Most of the time, if you hear me like cursing, it'll be because like I'm reading dialogue in a game. You know, I'll be reading like dialogue for a character or something like that.
I use crap baskets a lot.
Oh yeah, I do too. Thank you, Team 4-Star.
Fortress Team 4-Star, yep.
Uh, let's see. Um, okay, but next question is my last question I stole from the Screen Actors Guild. Um, is what profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I have a couple and they kind of all tie into each other. Um, I would love to be a voice actor. I do all sorts of funny voices. I kind of crashed into my friend Panther Casey's stream last year and a half ago, when they needed, like, they couldn't figure out extra voices. They were doing Ace Attorney on her channel. And so I'm just like, tag me in, coach, tag me in. And then I became one of the main staples there because I could do all sorts of fun voices for any sort of character you need.
Mm.
Um, Vinny was there for that. Vinny knows what I can do. There it is. I'd also like to do radio.
Mm.
I consider myself that I have a face for radio, if you don't count the VTuber.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I wouldn't mind being in front of my. I actually used to do radio back in college.
Oh.
I don't know if she's lurking, but shout out to my friend Special Shira who did the radio show with me back in the day. Um, that was that was probably my start in having an audience for like free form talking. So yeah, voice actor or radio, or if you do put me on TV, give me a game show.
Oh.
I would love to host a game show. I watched a lot of game shows growing up, like Supermarket Sweep, Press Your Luck, Shop Till You Drop, if anybody remembers that one.
Mm.
I would love to do a game show.
The Price is Right, or
Price is Right. Price is Right is very big shoes to fill. I don't know if I could follow up with you, Bob Barker or Drew Carey.
instant flashbacks to Happy Gilmore. The Price is Wrong. uh if someone doesn't swear and then suddenly do, it's a powerful and terrifying. Oh yeah, that is one of those, like, because there's like some people where it's that, like, for people like that swear a lot, it just kind of like after a certain point of time, like your brain kind of just starts like filtering it out. So it really doesn't have any, like, it doesn't really have a whole lot of impact as much as, like,
Bridget,
so whereas if someone's a bit more like, they don't have to never curse, but if they don't curse as much or something like that, then it really like feels like, you know, there's literally an episode of South Park pretty much on that, of doing this concept. If you use them too much, it kind of takes the fun out of it.
Bridget, I would not mind doing Match Game. Match Game was a lot of fun. That's gonna you're making me cook an idea, Bridget. Stay tuned.
VTuber match game that I just
I played the fifth.
okay. Um. Okay. Hands you garlic powder and rosemary. Cook, kid, cook. Um. Also, hold on. Is that Alphonse? That's okay. Yeah, Panther is Alphonse. Okay, that's who I thought it was. I'm sorry for picking you up. You're fine now.
Swearing is a sign of lack of intelligence, and it was just an okay boomer moment.
Yeah, that's going like way too much on like that other whatever. It's one of those, like, I just don't.
My mother tried to do that, tried to put that one on me, yet she swore so much. I love her to death. I really do. But
My advice on cursing: if you're gonna curse, try to be creative about it. Add some, make it
exactly.
flavorful.
Like cursing like every other word is not fun and actually does get annoying, I will admit that. But it's not really hurtful. There's sentence enhancers. Exactly. Thank you, Toe. That's what I was trying to say.
Use flavorful descriptions. You know, just or know how to use them, like in a way that's interesting. I knew a guy in high school. He would always curse in threes. Like if he was going to use one, it would always be he would use like three curse words, like in a sentence, in like the same sentence. It was an interesting thing. It was just he would always curse in threes. See, that's kind of interesting. The SpongeBob episode about swearing taught me as a child. Um, okay, let me see. So, the next question: if you had $100 million to make a movie, what would it be?
To make a movie?
Yes.
Oh, geez. Oh, ooh.
Like you don't have to have like a complete like it's obviously not a complete story or whatever thought up, but like
Just like an idea of
yeah,
it.
like I have this type of like maybe this type of movie or about this or an adaptation of this and then like I don't know, maybe starring this actor or actress and then or like having this director, that kind of thing. Scorpion King remake, but with shittier graphics.
um the first one that came to mind was to make a better Borderlands movie.
Mm,
I'm one of the camp that didn't completely hate the Borderlands movie. Like, it's not great. I'm not gonna like defend it as like something everybody should give it a try.
mm-hmm.
But the hate for it is overblown. But I'd still like to make a better one.
Right.
And that's all I'm gonna say on that matter. I really don't have another answer for you. I wish I did. Like everything else, any other as a kid, any other movies that I would have loved to seen has been done. Like a better, like a live action Pokemon movie never would have been thought about. But Detective Pikachu is fantastic. A better Super Mario movie, it's been done. Sonic the Hedgehog and not look creepy and scary. There's three fantastic movies now.
Best video game movie. Pop Tart is
I'm gonna
asking.
cheat. I'm gonna cheat and say all three Sonic movies in order. Like from bottom, it's gonna go Sonic 1, then Sonic 2, then Sonic 3. Um, I also really enjoyed the first Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, like the old school, what is it, 90s
The
one?
90s one. Mortal Kombat Annihilation, I got maybe halfway through and couldn't do it, but the first one I will always go back to. That's one of my favorites, and I kind of want to make that a movie night in my server now.
Yeah, man, it's been forever since I watched it. I need to rewatch it or whatever. But it's like that one was that was one of those things where it's kind of like, yeah, it's hokey and cheesy, but then again, so is Mortal Kombat, so it works.
Exactly. What
Listen,
about the Resident Evil movies? I only seen one Resident Evil movie, and I don't remember anything from it, and I haven't seen any of the others.
um, you're not missing out.
I
Um,
figured.
yeah, it's one of those things. The first Resident the first of the Resident Evil movies is it. Sadly, it's kind of one of the first like video game movies. I guess that's trying to maybe be a bit more like serious or whatever. That doesn't completely suck. But then again, that's not really a high bar. That was not a high bar at the time to clear at all. So it's kind of winning by
Hey,
default.
anybody remember that Doom movie?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Nobody does.
I yeah. I remember it had the one. It was one of those. It had the one neat sequence, and then everything else was stupid and garbage. But it had one neat sequence where the guy goes like, they go first person, and like going around just shooting and stuff, and then, but then the rest of the movie sucks. So there's like 2 minutes there. It's like yeah, and then the rest of the movie, oh, the Rock's back. And we're no longer into first person. I'm sad now. Go back to shooting things in first person. It was neat. It was like being in a, it was like being in one of those, almost kind of like a ride along, like dark ride type thing going on, you know?
I'm trying to see if he did something. I did that. No.
They're so weird, the plot for the Doom movie. Um, let's see. What was the,
I'm surprised he didn't. I'm surprised Dwayne Johnson did not do Rock Bottom in the Doom movie. He does it in Furious 7, though.
hmm,
As well as in Star Trek. Dwayne Johnson was on Star Trek Voyager.
he was?
Yep, and he performs the Rock Bottom. Which was like his signature move in WWE.
Okay, that hurts my brain.
I'm gonna drop this for you. Watch this after stream. Enjoy it, but
Oh gosh. I may require brain breach. Oh gosh, brain bleach afterwards. Um, but yeah, I was thinking about that question too of like, what would be my favorite game movie? And I'm starting to think honestly, like Sonic maybe, you know, might be. It's like, oh, this is a neat adaptation, but there's also stuff in it I like. Like Jim Carrey is a very entertaining Robotnik, you
I
know.
love the Sonic movies so much.
So, although it's kind of interesting for me because it's then the person who voices Sonic. I didn't realize till after I watched the first one or whatever, but the guy who does the voice, he plays this really like goofy character in Parks and Rec. So after I learned
the worst.
exactly, so after that I realized that out. I'm kind of I have to like retroactively like not think about that this is the same guy.
You want me to blow your mind again?
Oh
blow your
gosh,
mind once more?
what?
Hang on. Well, I'm gonna make sure I got my facts correct. Voice actor. Dewey from DuckTales, the 2017 DuckTales, is also Ben Schwartz.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Well, it's good he's got work. It's when I like to see when people get like good work. I'm like, oh, yeah. Um, but but man, my brain is not braining. Oh wait, you know when you can put any past Robotnik Eggman theme over any Eggman scene from the movies, and every theme works. You found the right actor. Yeah. Um. Yeah. It was. I mean, like Jim Carrey must like love playing the character when he's like, because it was after the first one, and then he's like, I'm not going to do any more Hollywood movies, unless I really like the script or something like that. Then proceeds to play Sonic, the second Robotnik, 2 more times.
Yep.
So I was like, I guess he really character. Uh, which that's cool of him, honestly.
I can't think
That's
of anybody else
genuinely.
that would do such a fun Robotnik.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, he has just the right amount of. He's able to deliver the right type of camp
Yep.
to that. Um. Okay. Next question: who is your waifu or husbando?
Uh, I don't I don't admittedly get into like waifu culture as much. I do find it a bit much. However, Peach, yes, but not to this degree. Um, Miss Misato Katsuragi. I will always be weak for Miss Misato from Neon Genesis
Yeah,
Evangelion.
that's understandable.
I don't care that she is an alcoholic and a terrible guardian. I would wife her. I can fix her.
Or the alternative, I could try to fix her, but it's way hotter. Don't do
I could fix her, but whatever's wrong with her is way hotter. Yeah, yeah. See, everybody would go for like Asuka or Rei, and like, eh.
I've said it. My two are. Although at this point I should probably make three without me mentioning them, but um, my top two is gonna be uh the character from Made in the Abyss. Don't panic just yet. Ozen, the immovable. So don't worry. When you say your wife was made in the abyss, everyone suddenly starts to get, wait, what? It's
Ah,
Ozen. Oh, okay, you're good. All right. If anything, I'm doing the reverse of. But Ozen the immovable, and then uh, Freya from Final Fantasy 9.
okay, okay.
She's just such a cool character. She has a spear and it goes. Um, the Chad spear user. Never deny the power of the pointy stick. The chattiest of what? Yes, Freya. She is grade A waifu material. Um, but okay, next question. Let's see. I don't think you answered this one because I'm getting into specifically the streaming questions. Um, so I know some of these we answered. Okay, I don't think
Okay.
this one specifically. Um, what inspired you to get into streaming?
I think we kind of covered this.
Okay, well, maybe, yeah,
It was
maybe
like a different. It was
halfways.
like a different. It was a different question, but kind of the same answer. First, it was just wanting to play Jackbox with my friends,
Right. Okay. Now I'm thinking.
and
All right.
then just wanting to just be an entertainer, play video games. Like I used to always like play video games with like my brothers. Um, but I've been living on my own for a very long time. I don't have anyone to like play video games with. So this is kind of like my outlet now.
Hmm. Okay. Let's see. We answered that one, that one. Oh, I don't think we did this one. What is your biggest inspiration for what you do?
For streaming?
I'm gonna say it however you choose to answer that question, or how you ever choose to to understand that question. I'm gonna do the therapist thing. What does the
Jeez.
question mean to you?
Because that's
So it
just
could
being
be
able to
it could just be streaming if you want to just do that.
just being able to put a smile on people's faces and to brighten people's day is kind of why I do what I do.
Hmm.
I've always been like the listener or the distraction for whatever needs to be done. So that's kind of why if I can make somebody's day a little brighter or help them out in any way I can, that's kind of what keeps me going.
Hmm. Okay, this may lead to my next question. Would you say that maybe what is you enjoy most about streaming? Then, and then
What am I enjoying most?
and then if not, what would you say that was?
Honestly, having an amazing community to like joke around with and do things with. Um, Probably one of my favorite things, and being able to like meet so many great people. Um, but to be there for my community is always one thing that keeps me going.
Hmm.
And I always want to be like, okay, what can I do next for them?
Um, let's see. Uh, what have you streamed that has had the most psychological or emotional impact on you?
Hmm. I have two slightly different answers. Or not slightly, they are completely different answers for different reasons. Um, the first one, this I played this very long time ago before the kit rebrand. But there is a interactive story on Steam called Emily is Away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get into spoilers, but it messed me up because it played into one of my fears.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm trying to come how I want to describe this without like giving away the plot. It's a free game. Definitely check it out. You have a friend. Her name is Emily, and the whole game is played through like an instant messenger sort of thing.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was. I knew I had heard of the title, and I think I've taken a look at it at some point. Um, I just hadn't played it myself.
But it messed me up. I cried. Um, if I tell you why, it's gonna spoil the story.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely played into one of my fears, and I didn't feel great after it. Bridget knows. Bridget knows. Um, the other one actually is Lethal Company, and I refuse to play that game anymore because I actually had I've talked about this before on my channel, so I don't care too much about sharing.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually had a legitimate panic attack once on stream from it.
Oh
It
no.
was not pleasant. It was not great. I uninstalled the game that night, and anybody who's wanted to do collabs with me for it, I have declined.
Okay, was it one of like the monster designs that just like hit
I
bad?
was stuck on a stairwell with Coilhead and a slime slowly reaching up to me, and I was the only one alive.
Oh
And
gosh.
it triggered an anxiety attack.
Oh gosh. Uh,
I have not done content. What's the other one? Content creator, content maker.
or content warning?
Content warning. Thank you. I've not done content warning for the same reasons. I will do repo though. Repo does not scare me as much as Lethal Company does.
The talking the South Park robots make you the South Park Canadian robots make you put you at
Yeah,
ease.
a little bit, but also I know how to handle most of the spawns in that game. Whereas in Lethal Company, you're defenseless. All you could do is run. Or even some monsters you can't run from.
Hmm. Uh.
Nobody needs to apologize. I appreciate it, but that's just what happens.
Hmm. Let me see. Uh. So, what has been one of the most memorable moments streaming you've had?
First one that comes to mind, and will always live in infamy, and we will never let each other live this down, is one of my first moments interacting with Sam Gamer 101. She was doing like an open Dead by Daylight stream, and I've never played the game before, so I gave it a few rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And am I able to post links in your chat?
I don't think I have that set. Where if you send me
Okay,
the link, I can repost it.
if I get banned, then fine. Needless to say, it was. Are you familiar with Dead by Daylight?
Yeah.
Okay, so we were in the escape. Um, it was me and Sam and like two other people. Cyrus was there and like a random person. Um, the xenomorph had like this ability that knocks an item out of your hand, and it knocked Sam's flashlight out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, do I get banned? I don't know if that came through.
Okay, you're good. Yeah.
So Sam is like
Twitch links are
yelling at
safe.
Sam was yelling at the killer for knocking the flashlight out, not realizing that me in the back is now getting attacked and stabbed. So she escaped, not realizing that I'm still on a hook. So Sam has left me for a flashlight.
Mm.
And it's a story none of us we all tell so much. It's still one of our favorite inside jokes that we tell over on Sam's and my channel. So it's definitely a funny clip. So, but that's what cemented mine and Sam's friendship on stream. And I will hold that with me till I die.
Okay. Let's see. Although I think that probably answers this question was a bit severe. Although let's bring in some of your favorite collaborative event. So you may have just answered that, but I'll ask it anyway.
See, that one was like that one was actually like 2020, early 2023. So I've done like several collabs since. Um, some of my favorites. There's one of them that my buddy Zach and Zonic. He had like a stream planned. I don't remember what he originally was going to do, but
you
that
have a
day he
good
had
one
like a
too,
rough day.
Panther.
Bye, Casey. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. Um, I don't remember what he was going to do, but Zonic was just had like a rough day at work and was not feeling like what he was originally going to stream.
Mm-hmm.
I get a DM. Hey Kit, you want to just play Crash Team Rumble on stream? No plans. Let's just have some fun. All right, bet. Mind if I stream too? Yeah, sure. Go for it. It turned out to be one of the best streams we had that month. Just on a whim, random nowhere stream, and we just had so much fun.
Mm.
And that's probably one of my favorite collabs I've done. I've done a bunch of like Jackbox nights with my team, the Zone Dashers. Those are always a good time. I love doing those.
Mm. Sometimes it works that way. It really does.
It
There's some stuff where
does.
you just like, I don't, you know, I'm just gonna do this thing. I don't really think it'll be like a big deal or whatever. And then it turns out to be like absolutely great, go really great. And then there's other times where it's like, I've got all this stuff planned. It's gonna be good, and then it's just kind of like, it was okay.
Yeah, for real. Those like the worst because you like plan out all these stuff. You plan out everything and it's just like, eh.
And then other streams are like, what did I do? When did I go right?
Exactly.
Uh, okay, then so what are some streaming goals you have?
Currently, I'm on the road for 1,000 followers.
Mm.
Um, I had like for before Kit, I had like some of the slowest growth, and it just wasn't feeling it. But since I became Kit, like it's exploded far more than I ever anticipated it to. And now I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't know. I didn't think I would get this far.
Right.
Um,
What's your current follower count?
I just hit, where am I at? Twitch dashboard. That's not my dashboard. I think I just hit 920. I'm at 921 right now.
Oh wow, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, I'd like to hit 1,000 by the end of the year. I'd like to hit partner, but I know that's something that's not going to happen for a very long time. So that's one of those I'd like to happen, but realistically, it's not going to be a thing anytime soon.
Hmm.
Um, but I just want to keep entertaining friends. I want to keep meeting new people and being a force for good.
Hmm.
Like the followers are great, the views are great, but it's what you do with them is what matters.
Hmm. Okay, if you could collab with one famous streamer, and I'm gonna leave it to you to determine what you would consider like famous. Who would you pick?
Collab with a famous streamer. See, I've never really thought too hard on because I never considered myself worthy of being like quote unquote famous. But that's also like the self-deprecation, the low self-esteem talking. So I never really thought about like who I like to collab with. Because if you asked me like 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I could only dream of like collabing with some of the bigger Sonic OC VTubers like Sam, like Zonic and the others. And now they're like some of my best friends.
Hmm.
So I gotta try to figure out who is like up there that
The
I'd
way
love
I
to
would,
collab with.
the way I kind of like would make this question is sort of like among someone that's like famous. Who do I think would probably like I would like work well with, would gel with, maybe have fun, or just either maybe similar vibe or have a complementary vibe, or oh crap, I let the ad go thing.
I've done that. I've done
I did
that.
not hit the snooze button fast enough. Dag nabbit.
You're good. I We'll use the ad break and I'll think on that answer because
Yeah,
I don't have an answer, honestly.
so I'll be right back. We can put some star stuff on the screen. I'll just put up stuff while it's I'm still getting used to the commands on the uh thing. Isn't there one where I can cause y'all them to fight each other?
Yes, war.
Oh, okay.
Exclamation point war.
Fight! Fight for me. I have everything and you have nothing. They're not fighting.
Unless you don't have it set up to do that.
Darn it.
I don't. That's a good question. Who would I gel with? I don't really. I was about to answer and I'm just like, oh wait, I'm on an ad break.
Yeah. Folks can drop bombs that, I know that command works. What commands do work, though? Let me see. We can go ahead and use this add opportunity. Let's see. Bomb works, I'm pretty sure. Yup. Wait, did the fart one work? Okay, I think it did. We asked the real questions on here. Yeah, I'm still learning how to do these. I've seen other people use
No,
this stuff. So I guess I'll have to figure out how to do the because I thought it was also like battle royale or whatever was also the.
usually it's war when I see it in the other channels. But again, I don't use Stream Elements or not Stream Elements, Stream Avatars as much, so I don't know like the ins and outs of it.
Oh, I cannot start a boss battle. Okay, that one does work.
I'm looking through like my entire follow list.
But yeah, we do want to think of this. And okay, that should be over. Okay, yes, we should.
Chat, I'm
We
gonna be
should.
real.
We should.
I've not come up with an answer. I'm sorry I failed you. I don't follow a lot of like high popular streamers.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that I do, I don't see myself gelling with as like a VTuber.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean that's fine. If you don't have an answer, you don't have an answer. So it's okay. I mean, you tried. You spent the whole break trying to figure out one. So if you
Yep.
get, it's fine. Um. Okay. So I have one last question. So
Sure.
if this is, so if anyone else in chat has a question they want to ask, this is your last chance to put it in. While Kid is answering mine. So, but what advice would you give to people considering streaming or VTubing?
Just putting a thing in case they're still stuck in ads or anything, because Twitch is silly. Um, any advice, tips, and tricks for new streamers, right?
Yeah, or people considering it.
I actually had somebody ask me that earlier too. So I guess this is a perfect opportunity, and I hope you're listening because I know I saw you earlier in here. Um, I've got a couple of them. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
First things first, you don't need the most expensive equipment. Don't invest in like the best mic or the greatest, like biggest PC you can get or like a whole setup. You only need maybe like $50 tops mic. Um, and just a semi decent computer. Like obviously, yeah, there is a limit, there is a line where you have to be over, but you don't need to be top of the line. I got by for 3 years with an early Gen i5, an i5 6500, I believe, and NVIDIA 1060 graphics card until this year. The important thing is that you have fun with it. And know where you can and can't take your stream. Like obviously with my old setup, I couldn't play Dead by Daylight. I would not have been, I could not run Helldivers. But knowing that expectation is not uh, is not a bad thing.
Mm.
Secondly, trends are great, but you don't need to always follow trends. I remember when Helldivers was like the biggest game that everybody played for the longest time. I've yet to open it once.
Mm.
I don't have a Switch 2. I've not played Mario Kart World. I'm not playing Donkey Kong Bonanza. Those are the current big things. What you need to do is have fun with what you rock at. More people will come for you than for the game. And if they see you're just playing a game because everybody's playing it, they'll notice and they may not stay, especially in a saturated market. Saturated category is probably the better term. Um, don't worry about don't worry about investing too much in equipment. Don't worry about trends as much. I had a few others. This one's going to be a bit weird, and it may take a bit of thinking about, but stick to a gimmick. Nowadays, with Twitch being as big as it is a very saturated pool of like so many different personalities and themes and people and types that you need something to be remembered by. Everybody knows me as the Coffee Fox. I run a cafe. Before I became Kit, I didn't really have like a theme or anything. So nobody could remember me. Like I was just some guy with red hair and a scouter. Whoop-de-doo, I look like a generic anime character. But if you stick to like a theme, like Virgil, you've got your whole tea set going on right now. It's how I'm going to remember you. You're a very distinguished kobold.
Oh, thank you.
Kobold. And that's how I remember you. Now, granted, if your first idea doesn't work, it's okay to change it up a little bit.
Mm.
Um, but remembering who you are is probably the that doesn't make sense. Hang on. I wasn't expecting this question, so I didn't fully prepare something. I'm
Oh, no
sorry.
worries. It's fine. No worries.
um,
Fine.
but yeah, give yourself something to stand out. Be you, but make yourself stand out somehow.
Mm.
Because if you're just somebody who plays Helldivers without like a character or a theme or something to make you stand out from the other 5,000 channels playing Helldivers. I don't know why I'm going to Helldivers as much for this entire bit, but how many channels are there? Can I find out? Yeah, there's at least 100 channels playing Helldivers right now. You have to make yourself stand out somehow.
Yeah, and as far as when you were talking about where it's unlike theming or branding, it's if like I said, if something doesn't work out, I mean, it is one of those you can change or whatever. I mean, honestly, because that's going to be the risk you run with like trying out anything.
Yep.
So if you know if you try if you're trying like if your initial like theming or whatever, it's kind of like it doesn't really like stick out as much, and I'm having trouble maybe keeping enthused for it or something like that as well. Then I mean, you just go ahead and go back to the like drawing board or whatever, and you know rebrand some. It's not it's not the end of the world, and it's one of those, especially if you are starting out in the streaming phase, then it's not really gonna have a really big negative effect. Honestly, there's less of a chance for you, like there's less risk. If you're starting out, if you're going for like a few months in streaming, and if you're 6 months in, and it's just not, and you're like running, it's just seeming to work. You don't feel, or you don't feel like it's working, and you want to like, and you feel like maybe you have a better idea. Just you can go ahead and make sure to think it through, but go ahead and give it
Speak of the
another
little.
shot. Yeah, you can feel free to bet. I think you're probably not gonna, if it's rebranding gets tricky when it's more of gets trickier when you've been around a while and you're somewhat established. That's when it gets tricky.
Yep.
If you're starting out or something like that, or you're like very small, it's not going to be a big deal. Um,
Uh,
so
before, so like I said before, people know me as the coffee house fox. But before I took on the cafe gimmick, um, I was just like a cozy streamer, generic cozy streamer, that didn't have a theme. Um, so I didn't stick with that because it wasn't really going anywhere. I wasn't feeling inspired by it. So to Virgil's point, if you need to tweak it a little bit, it's okay to take what does work and fix what doesn't. Like I still do like the cozy vibes, but now with the coffee shop theme. Um,
you refined, and you kind of refined
exactly.
and kind of narrow and more specified your theming. And
If you look back on any of my old clips from like 2 or 3 years ago, you'll see what I mean. But I've
yeah.
got one more big tip, and this one was very difficult for me for the longest time until I joined some VTuber communities.
Mm-hmm.
Make connections. I got two more tips, I guess. The first one is make connections. That's going to be, and your networking is going to be your biggest boon because before Kit, I didn't have a, other communities to know. I had my own, but it wasn't growing. It wasn't growing fast. Um, and then I joined different VTubing groups when I became Kit, and that's how I met Sam. That's how I met Zonic. That's how I met so many others. And even in like camtuber communities, I'm fairly known now. Well, one or two camtubers, like they'll see me and they'll be like, "Oh, I know you." Um, Networking is going to be your biggest boon. And yes, if you have social anxiety, I get it. So do I. It's something that gets better with practice. Um, you're not going to be, you're not going to get it right away. You're still going to be nervous. Trust me, I still am too, especially when meeting new people. But it's one of those opportunities you got to learn your way through it.
Mm.
Even if you start small. And finally, don't sweat numbers too much. A lot of people get burnt out by trying to chase numbers fast, trying to grow fast, trying to be the big streamer really fast. That is the biggest cause for burnout. Like I know I'm aiming for 1,000, but you have to consider that I've also been doing this for a very long time. Um, and in the sea of streamers, and especially the VTuber category, you have to, if you try to, how do I want to phrase this? Basically, don't get worked up if you're not growing as fast as you'd like to be, because it's not a fast process. It is something that takes time and care and nurturing to build a community. Again, to the point of networking, that's where that comes in. So, sorry if I went on a ramble.
No,
Does
it's
anybody have
fine.
any questions about those tips or anything? Because I'm not great at explaining my thoughts sometimes. I'm very well aware of that.
I feel that myself. It's fine. It's okay.
You probably have like people who are like, "Kid, shut up, please. We're done."
No, you're okay. You're good. Um, I was just noticing that actually my follower count is we're two away from 666.
Yeah, let's go.
Uh, Man, might have to break out the Iron Maiden karaoke for that one.
Oh no.
666, the number of the beast.
What that reminded me of one final tip. It's not as serious as like the other ones I've done, but do be careful with like playing music on Twitch because you can get muted for any dumb reason. So my recommendation, if you want to put like music on in the background, I recommend anything by the label Game Chops on Spotify or YouTube because all of their library they have stated is safe for Twitch. There are a lot of good options there.
I would I specifically use like a karaoke track, and even then that can be a little bit iffy, but
Yeah.
I'm not as worried about those. I have my ways.
What's funny, all of my Tales of Vesperia VODs get muted because of the game's theme song.
Mm.
Ring a Bell by Bonnie Pink always gets flagged every time.
I started doing a while back because I realized I thought Okay, I'm gonna try this and see what happens. Where I actually appeal what gets muted and just I'll claim fair use, and it seems to work out fine. I
I should try that.
Because honestly, because the thing is, sometimes it'll happen with just actual like game audio.
Yep.
I was noticing that, and I was like, "This is bullcrap. I'm appealing this crap." Um, I did, and it's because it'll even just be like something specifically for like a track or like a game soundtrack or whatever, even not necessarily and or specifically original for that. And I've just started doing that, and I've done that like since February or like okay, maybe more like March, February, March. Um, and I've not really run into issues. Um, because also like even then I've run into issues on because it's always like back when I did regular karaoke streams, it was always interesting to find out what backing tracks would get like what would get muted and what wouldn't.
Hmm.
That was um like honestly, there's a lot of classic rock songs that will not get muted by like the bots for some reason, or at least the tracks won't. But there's some that definitely will. But um it's it's just insane what will or will not. So I've really like learned to start doing that appeal, especially if I know it's specifically in game like audio. Um cuz like pretty much so cuz like one of like just recently I've been going through Death Stranding 1 again. I've been going through Death Stranding 1 on stream, and there'll be songs that'll play up um that are featured in the soundtrack. Most of them are all by this one band called Low Roar. Um, this very indie group or whatever that Kojima really likes and was inspired him greatly in terms of making the game. But and but like so those songs will play during kind of like during moments in the game when you're going through an area or something like that that's especially scenic, if you will. Um, but uh, but they would get mute. But there could almost like I could almost guarantee that they get muted every single time one popped up. So I've been appealing every single one of those, and honestly, it's the appeal process is super easy, and my stuff will get resolved very quickly, like in an hour or two. So I think it's one of those things that it's like they have the auto like mute bots to play it extra safe, but obviously they don't really need to as much for most things. There's probably like so I'm guessing a lot of their automated stuff is always like assuming the which it's understandable that they would do this is like assuming a worst case scenario, I guess, in terms of what it's choosing to pick up and what not. So it was fun going through GTA 5 also when it and just having the in-game radio and seeing what
Yep. I was thinking about that. I used to do Grand Theft Auto 5 on stream a
I
very
just
long time ago.
it was funny, random ass very obscure country song from the 50s or 60s. Oh, that's getting muted.
Yep.
Tom Petty? Nah, we're fine. We're fine.
I
Bots
trust me. I want to stream.
bots are
I
like,
want to stream.
"What? This is not I don't see the need to mute this." But
See, here they probably may also have like special rights granted to keep them playing. Um,
Well, technically, all those things are supposed to have like the rights if they're still in the game, because like a lot of what'll happen if the rights do run out for a game, they'll like remove them. Um,
I know some games have like an option to turn off copyrighted audio. I was recently playing Sea of Thieves, and they have an option in the audio menu, mute copyrighted audio for that reason.
yeah, I've just so stopped worrying about that to some degree. It's in terms of though in terms of if it's specifically something in the game, let me clarify that because what and also I need to clarify. So for people when they'll go into some of my streams, I have very very copyrighted music playing, which yes I do, but there is a workaround. It is if you go on to my VODs of those streams, you will not hear that music going. Because there is a way of so what I do, what some streamers do, which is the audio source, what gets recorded on the Twitch VOD itself, the audio tracks that get saved are different than what's being streamed out. By like one I set up the process quite a while back, so I would have to redo the thing or whatever. But there's a number of streamers that do that. Of it's different stuff will get saved. So I can have my random music playlist in the background of very copyright music. You will hear it live with me, but if you go on the VOD, it will not be there. And so it's which is how I avoid getting in trouble. So
I've been wanting to stream the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 recently. But I'm always afraid of getting like hit for that one.
yeah, with that one, because you would be because you would have to be basically playing the emulator file for those, wouldn't you? Or a used copy of that you definitely acquired on like because it would be PlayStation, right?
No, I have it on Epic.
Oh, okay.
There's a remake, remember?
Oh, there's remakes. Okay. Then
Admittedly, I never grew up. I never grew up with those games, but I had a lot of fun playing it when it came out. The remake when it came out.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that might. I don't know. I feel like that might be something to like look into, and see if there's like a streamer mode. Because when did those remakes come out?
2022 or 2020.
Okay. I feel like there should be a streamer mode then.
I'll have to take a look.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like that's something you would probably be in the clear then. And then if you did have one or two things get like muted, I mean, you could totally consider like appealing them. It's something it's actually like super easy to do. You like stick your reason. I'd always do like the fair use, because it's one of those, I mean, especially the American fair use law is very broad, quite frankly. So it's one of those. You get trouble if it would get trickier, of course, if you're doing like a game, if it's a game that's released by a Japanese developer and company, and that's where the copyright material is coming from, then that's a whole nother kettle of fish, because
Yep.
Japan does not really have an equivalent fair use and fair use law that the states have and and similar places have. So normally it's a lot of these things that they do is not enforced. So that's how people make various mangas in public and sell them in public that feature very heavily copyrighted characters. They normally it's just kind of understood with companies. As long as they're not Nintendo characters, you're probably okay. Anyway, ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Don't sue me, Nintendo, for that joke. Okay, but anyway, um, but yeah, so thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you
And
for having me.
yes, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. Um, so this was been episode 18. Although, is there anything else coming up, like very recently, like events that you would want to let the folks know about that you're in any events, special events, that are coming up?
I am doing a card collab Monday night, so be sure to check me out for that with a bunch of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple other big things in the works, but nothing set in stone yet.
Mm.
So, but I'll have my next schedule up tomorrow night over on my Discord and my Blue Sky.
Okay.
So that's about it.
Okay. Once again, thank you so much. This has been episode 18 of Spilling the Tea with me, your host, Virgil B. Cobalt, and our lovely guest, Kit the Fox. So, y'all all have a good one.
And as always, we'll see y'all in the next zone.